Appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our weekly news today. And today, Aditi, do you want to share your news?
Yes, absolutely. So Dominique, let's head to the news on Meta. There's some interesting news that Meta has. So I just learned that Meta has decided not to go ahead with the plans they had for a high-end Vision Pro competitor. And I mean, I wanna take this news and just dig into a little bit of the nuance, because sometimes when you see this kind of news, it's very easy to get very doom and gloom, like, oh, AR/VR is dying because Meta decided to pull out like one of its prototypes. But I don't think that's how we should approach it. Um, so if we scroll a little further down,
Mm,
uh, I think we can see there's a quote somewhere in this from Andrew Bosworth, who says that they have a lot of different prototypes. Let's not make too big deal of this.
mm,
Uh, they decide all the time which prototype to keep in and take out.
mm,
Uh, and I do think that there's, in a sense, the whole industry is trying to figure out where we need these spatial computing devices.
mm.
Uh, And Meta has taken the approach that they will build, they started out, they tried a bunch of different things. Like they built MetaQuest 2 and MetaQuest 3 more for like gaming,
Yeah.
gamer, more for kids. And then they did build the MeriTalk Pro, which is more of a professional high-end kind of, maybe more comparable to Apple Vision Pro. And it didn't it didn't do so well. There wasn't as much demand for the Quest Pro. So I feel like maybe this is another just recognition of the fact that they're seeing some parts of the market really demanding AR/VR headsets, which is, you know, children gamers who want to use it for gaming. And yeah, maybe this is just a reflection of that. But I did think it was interesting. We see the industry making some moves.
Yeah, I think sometimes when we see like some company cancel something, and it's probably a good thing because they are focusing on the more affordable device, and I
Yeah.
think it's more company strategy. They want to focus because even though like you have a huge budget, it's hard to like make everything good, right? You
Mhm.
always have your strength and always have your weakness, and it's great that because for the premium AR VR, one of the reason why XR was not really being um, the mainstream is because of the cost, right? So I think Meta is focusing on lowering the cost, and then for the high end one, there are tons of like a I remember there's another one like a headset which is super premium, and with your neural or your brainwave or something, that's super expensive. And I think focusing on the cheap one or the one and with a really good, for example, like I think Quest 3 and Vision Pro. If you want me to decide which one to use, I would choose Quest 3 because it's much cheaper,
Mhm.
and all the kind of like things is about, I wouldn't say about the same because Vision Pro definitely is much better, but instead of spending 8,000 just to develop it and have like a tons of subscription fee and everything is broken, versus Meta Quest 3, I would rather pick Meta. So yeah, and I think this is brilliant and also helps XR to be more mainstream and adapted by the majority. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Love that.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the
Yeah.
hot take of that. I would prefer MetaQuest 3. That's a good one.
Yeah, I prefer. I mean, I went to Apple's headquarters last year and tried 5 times of their workshop. I yeah,
Okay.
like in Cupertino, I went there 5 times and just before it launched.
Mhm.
And for me, it's just everything is too secure.
Mhm.
And when they take, when people gave you the Vision Pro, they wear glove and
Mhm.
put this and put on the trail and put make Vision Pro such a expensive jewelry. But for developer, it's just like, oh, I have a headset and I need to throw to the bag and I'm going to have a demo or something. It needs to be like a ready to go. It shouldn't be a jewelry that, oh, every time when I use it, I need to be so careful and afraid of everything will break down and it's so expensive. Yeah, I think it's more like a yeah, like I don't know, your watch, your phone, or your something that you can use every day instead of
Doable.
something
Yeah,
you are afraid that you will scratch it or something.
agree with that. I can see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, cool. The next one, yeah.
Next piece of news. So the next piece of news I thought was really interesting. In terms of a use case, CBS News has built a flagship show with AR and VR content. And I did read through the news a little bit. It says that, you know, there it's a new show. It's going to be presented in an AR VR format.
Hmm.
I don't fully know yet what this means. Like how do you access this? Is it going to be on something you can see through a headset? So I'm not quite sure about that piece, but they said that in terms of the business value or the customer value, they said they want viewers to be able to participate in the news as it's happening and bring the viewers to the news. So I thought that was really interesting. Um, you know, traditionally there's been a lot of involvement of gaming in AR VR because
Mm,
gaming is used to some of the methods of production. Like
mm.
gaming knows how to handle 3D, knows how to handle virtual environments. And so does, and because of that, maybe like movies and entertainment have also played a big role. But then this is a good point that news media channels also know how to build that kind of media, and they also have that production expertise. So maybe they can bring that advantage into AR VR.
Yeah, what my thought is that this is great because imagine you are in green wall, right? And you can definitely reduce the production fee for building the real thing on the back, and everything is kind of computer generated. And also, there's another company. Last time we mentioned that you can pretty much clone yourself and then become an anchor. So you don't even need to show up, and that thing, I don't know how to call that, that clone, well, pretty much acts. So I think by the time I don't know, by the end of this year or next year, at the beginning of next year, there might be some virtual anchor or represent somebody or on its own to start reporting the news. Because I start realize that, for example, I saw some WSJ, Wall Street Journal, or some other media company or news company, they are start laying off people, right? And if you see, I would say writing an article or generate news is not, before it was monopoly, more like monopoly by big company
That's right.
like CNN. But now I am using Perplexity to read some news. I mean, I wish they have a search bar. I can search the keyword, but I think sometimes there's a saying, the one who win the next stage of an industry is usually the disruptor. For example, like Airbnb didn't own any hotel, didn't own any real estate, but it's the most popular kind of rental, short-term, long-term types of travel types of things, and it beats up the hotel industry and interrupt. And if you see right now, before we thought like, oh, we need to watch CNN or we watch NBC News, but now all the news is on social media, right? And
Yeah,
also I don't know, I read news on LinkedIn, and
yeah.
also I just think that all the things is changing, and now I'm using chatbot to read news, social media. So how can they start potentially reduce the cost and production cost, and also potentially I think all the anchors, because the
Yeah.
anchor's job is just more like a telling you a story, and this part might be able to be automate. I don't know how this goes, but
Mhm.
it's kind of scary. Yeah.
Cool. And then the third piece of news is that it seems like a lot of federal agencies have started to adopt AR, VR technologies. And what I thought was interesting here is, some of the use cases seem similar to what we've heard of, like workforce training. Um, then they do also have data visualization, design and planning, real-time assistance. So I think a lot of the use cases which have been spoken about a lot, but are honestly, there are challenges to implementing these. Like if you want to do data visualization and analysis, you have to build up a whole system which can visualize data in a 3D environment. It's
Yeah.
yeah, there are some challenges. And then the public outreach I thought was interesting. Like they haven't mentioned, and I'm just gonna annotate here.
Mm,
So give me just a sec. There's a public outreach piece here,
mm,
which I thought was really interesting. They haven't mentioned a lot more about what public outreach means, but I'd love to know. Um, and in terms of challenges, they said that some of the big challenges are privacy and security.
mm,
Because it's a camera, it can capture a lot of personally identifiable information. And also, they said that because there's not enough standardization, it's
mm.
hard to collaborate across the different agencies. Like one agency is using a specific device, a different agency is using a different device, and it's not even just at the device level. Just like, are you using Unity or Unreal, or are you
Oh.
developing native on Apple Vision Pro? So that was what they called out as one of the challenges.
Yeah, I think that right now everybody wanna regulate it, and I have another news. I didn't show it. It
Mhm.
seems like if you Google it, OpenAI reject one of the regulation, which is there is a feature that probably OpenAI is using it for, getting more data or something.
Mhm.
But it seems like there's a regulation. I forgot the number of the law, and OpenAI reject to accept that regulation. So it makes me wonder that if a company is so huge and everybody is using it, including I saw a lot of uh, ed tech using OpenAI to do a lot of stuff. Yeah, then if they reject it, what can you do about it? And all your system is using OpenAI, what can you do about it, right? So yeah, it's just another interesting thing. Okay, so the other news I want to show you is that Business Insider, there's a article says I study English literature and landed a job in AI out of college. Here's why I don't regret my English major. I understand that people might think because I read the news in Taiwan, and it seems like the in people enroll in more like a language or English or Chinese are decreasing because hey, there is ChatGPT, and how can like why do we need a writer? Why do we need a person who can write? So I think this is a very good examples that the person said that she was enjoying English literature, and she was switching. She find out that actually AI data point and literature or writing is very similar. She was study English, and later on she kind of self-taught some AI stuff, and then she directly write an email or directly kind of met a CEO of AI company in person during the in-person event,
Mhm.
and she start to kind of like have an interview and talk about herself. And I think first you probably need to not only have because I find out right now the job is kind of a little bit not in the route of traditional route, which means that people want you to combine things or to for you need to be so unique to
Mhm.
get the specific thing. So she pretty much combined the English uh, uh, literature and also combined with the AI. So she also mentioned that she thinks that she reached out to the startup CEO and start having a quick interview and tell him that he can do, for example, like data science feels similar to English literature because you have to draw parallels between different data points and figure out how to correlate layout and what impacts them. So she pretty much explained her measure from what she measured and transformed to data science, which is incredible because I think a lot of data scientists sometimes we will be fooled by the data and we tell the wrong story. So I think the critical thinking part really helps her to get the offer from that startup. Yeah.
That's cool. I wouldn't have, imagined that that would be a transferable skill. And I really admire how she verbalized it, which might make sense since she is an English major. But that's a good point of, you need to draw the different correlations, figure out what the impacts are. And yeah, it's not like the data is going to give you an answer. You have to search for answers within. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is a perfect kind of transferable types of skills from something that you think, oh, you might not get any jobs for a traditional route, but she combined. So I think this is probably the future trend. The other funny thing is AI technology can help you win the battle over mosquitoes. Okay, so let me show you this crazy trailer. Okay, so this one. Okay, so if you see, okay, I hope this one. Everybody to know. Okay, so this has an ads, but anyway, so pretty much there is a technology which will shoot some laser, and then it will project, and there's a kind of a grid projecting through kind of AI. And then once there's a mosquito intruding inside, and it will shoot the laser. It's called the bees. But Bazigo Iris is designed to work best at bedroom, making it ideal to ensure a peaceful night's sleep. You can even set up multiple devices in different rooms, and you can connect it to your smartphone. So this is a smart detector for mosquito. So it has computer vision. I personally think this is overkill. It's just so fun. It's like you create an entire transformer just to kill a mosquito. And then a class 1 safety laser pointer. So later on, if it detect a mosquito, it will shoot laser and just kill that mosquito. And infrared night vision feels like a military device. Yeah, and you can use your phone.
That's very
Yeah.
interesting. So,
Yeah.
so I grew up in India, right? India, there are a lot of mosquitoes. Like it's a big problem. Um, Especially it depends on where you live. Like if you live in some of the places like Delhi and Kolkata, actually I don't know about Kolkata, but if you live in a place where it gets more cold, then during
Yeah.
the cold will kill the mosquitoes. But during during the summer, there are still many mosquitoes. And it's really annoying. Like it's really, really annoying to have so many mosquitoes around you. And it also can get dangerous because they might carry malaria, and some of those other like diseases. And it's I will say, like, there's a lot of money, a lot of effort that everyone in India spends to stop the mosquitoes. Like there's just some of the things that my family and I have done. Like we're very careful about not leaving the windows open in the evening. Yeah. And then we have like when you go to sleep, you have this like net cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have actually, Dominic, we have used this electric bat. Like it's
Like this one. This one.
yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, we've used that, and it'll like zap mosquitoes for you. And so we've done all of those things.
Did you burn incense? Because in Taiwan we burn something to make
Yes.
them not
Yeah,
get
yeah.
close
There's
on.
a coil. There's a coil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
coral. Yeah.
yeah. We've done the coils. We've done the plugins. So it, I I feel like 339 is not cheap,
Hmm.
but if it's effective, I don't know. It could be. It depends on how effective it is, you know. Uh, so yeah, I'd be interested. I'd be interested. I think and hopefully this becomes cheaper as you go forward. Right now it's a new device, new technology, but
Yeah, yeah.
it becomes cheaper.
But what I'm afraid is that what like this can easily turn to a military weapon.
I was
It's like you can put a device somewhere, right? Or like a
yeah.
infrared, and when you see a person, you just shoot a very high energy laser to kill it.
So that part's scary for me also,
Hmm.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is a little bit overkill, but it's a very interesting concept. You will
Yeah.
win the battle just by a military types of device and very accurate and infrared, like which only so far I heard is using security camera and military device. So this is super high tech for killing for killing a mosquito. Okay, so the other one is South Korea's AI textbook program faces skepticism from parents. Okay, so we all know that right now, education like district schools want to integrate AI into to power the textbook in classroom. So I recently watched Chinese kind of video how teacher teach. They have LED screen. Every school has. Maybe it's probably only limited to big cities, but they have LED thing, and teacher just draw use their finger or a specific pen, and they can just like very fast, and it will generate a lot of content. And when reading textbook, it's all on the big LED screen. And then I mean, for me, I think it's kind of normal because it's kind of technology progress. I remember when I was a student back in Taiwan, we have to use charcoal, and you have different colors of charcoal, and it's a green board. And every time we have somebody who is, there's a kind of erase, and the erase will fall off the charcoal, and people need to kind of get rid of the charcoal and clean up, and the I don't know, the ash,
Mhm.
right? It's like air polluted when you clean up the board. But right
Yeah,
now everything is LED.
that's
However, yeah, for South Korea, it seems like the parents doesn't like it
oh,
because yeah, it's interesting. They want like more paper. Why? Because parents just said that every day is smartphone and
yeah.
it's like a LED screen. Everything is screen. They want something that won't harm uh, the kids' eyes
Yeah.
because if you see right now all the little kid,
Mhm.
everybody wear glasses now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fascinating. So I wonder, so did you say like the LED screen that's already happening today in South Korea? Yeah.
Um, I think right now, the school wants to create textbooks, so
Hmm.
probably use the tablet, yeah,
Okay.
for them to read stuff. But as far as I know, in China,
Yeah.
um, everything is digitized in big cities. So, um,
That's
yeah,
very, yeah.
it
I guess
just
I
yeah.
wonder, it's a real worry that the parents have of kids being exposed to digital devices so much. But then I do like, there are devices like all of the Kindle, the Paperwhite.
Mm,
I've seen tablets which are like just like paper,
mm.
and they, I think, bring the benefits of digital, as in, you can digitally update and stuff, but it protects your eyes as well. So
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know about like yeah, because to be honest with you, like I think even though I'm working on like a VR stuff
Mhm.
or XR stuff,
Mhm.
when I want to rest, I don't want to have the meditation app
Yeah.
in my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's overkilling. I mean, I understand that there are a lot of meditation like apps, Headspace or a VR app like Trips.
Mhm.
Those are amazing. I think those apps really helps people to meditate and have a lot of interesting gamification.
That's
But
right.
when I want to relax, I probably go out for a walk or a hike, go
You
hiking.
just see the trees with your
Yeah, I don't want to
the
get into the meditation app. I just feel like it's a little bit overkilling.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's this phase
yeah,
of like, I need to touch the grass. Like I need to
yeah. I
experience.
don't want to see the simulation anymore because sometimes we think that, oh, it's so good to use VR or something. I mean, I'm currently writing a book, spatial AI. However, because last time we interviewed Charlie, right, and he said that sometimes you don't really need VR or you don't need AR.
Yeah.
For example, if you drive the car, you just need a map, and it's overkilling if you wear Vision Pro and there's a simulation in front of you. It's very dizzy. So
Yeah.
not everything, I think, just like he said, that visualization, 3D visualization, probably just necessarily for a small genres,
Mhm.
training, education, or some specific usage. But
Mhm.
otherwise, people 2D panel is fine. Yeah.
Or maybe like it needs to become less intrusive, like
Yeah.
it should be more background, more subtle.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's interesting that people kind of want to do books instead of the LED screen.
Very interesting.
Um, yeah. The other news is how AI can help start a small business.
Mhm.
Right now, we all know that a lot of people start having their own business, and there's a class in Carnegie Mellon University. They are using all the apps to assist your company build. For
Right.
example, you can use AI bot to do hiring, to do all the like a branding, to do website, to do everything. So you don't really need to hire anybody, and even legal documents, right? Create posts,
Mhm.
editing copy, payroll question, writing code. So it's game changer for startup founder. Before, you need to hire an extensive team to
Mhm.
work out a lot of things, but now you can have just like a more like a less people, but more productive by all the tools. Yeah,
Actually,
what do you think? Mm.
I'm very interested in hearing maybe if you have started doing some of this already, because you're a small business owner, right?
Super small, yeah.
But it's a great business, and I know that after we do these kind of sessions, then you go and you cut up, the video clips, and you annotate them, you put captions and stuff. What kind of tools do you tend to use? Yeah. And what would
Uh,
you want to use?
I use this one. So basically, what I did was I just upload things, right? I upload the video, for example, like last time, right? I
Mhm.
upload it and I put something keywords I want to have a clip, right?
Yeah.
And then it's pretty much it clips for me, and
Mm.
it has a lot of styles of tag, yeah, and it will do this after probably 10 minutes, uploading
Wow.
probably 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, and it will give me a rate. For example, oh, like how this will perform, right? And if I want to edit, for example, if I don't like this,
Mhm.
I can take out the words, and I can also kind of cut it, and I can also change the template,
Oh my
right?
God.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
Amazing.
and I can have caption or caption with emoji, right?
Yeah.
And what else? They have a lot of things, and if you see, so pretty much when I do social post right now, before I would spend a lot of time to do it, but now I just go here, calendar, right?
Yeah.
Just put here. And then, for example, I click this one, and then I've already hooked up all my social media in. So pretty much I just upload and give some parameters like, oh, I want AR, AI more. I want some keywords, please cut it. And I will do my thing, eat my lunch, and it will start run it. And it will give me something like this, right? Something like this. And later on, when I share schedule, it asks me to put something. I remember I put like the some customized words, but unfortunately it didn't show up because I was like, hey, there's a post why there's no CTA, like, oh, listen to our podcast to learn more. But I was trying to put that, but I think they are not integrate that well at this moment. Maybe next time. So you see, you can have a transcript, you can have add AI voiceover, retitled. Yeah, there are a lot of functions. And if
Wow.
you see the price, it's kind of $15 per month.
Oh,
It's
that's
yeah,
affordable. Yeah.
yeah. So what I would say, yeah, subscription. I don't know. Yeah. So
Ah,
and yeah, 19 actually, 19 per month.
19. Okay.
So
But yeah, I mean, compared to what it would take to do this, uh,
yeah,
like,
imagine you need to hire a full-time social media manager just to do this.
yeah, yeah. Wow, this is fantastic. I guess, like, if you go back to that article on AI
Yeah.
can help small business owners, I feel like
Yeah.
you're a prime example. You're a prime example of this.
Yeah, and the other thing is that, for example, I think I use this, and I use Perplexity and ChatGPT to help me write some posts or some, for example, like how me to draft my book or some ideas. For example, right now I'm trying to do more like a VR in literature, types of things selling to potentially high school, and I am using AI Perplexity to because the good thing about Perplexity, oh, it's so hard to read that name, Perplexity.
I
Uh,
know. So,
yeah, can they have a better name? Is that, for example, if I do this right, I'm creating experience for high school, and they will give you the what's that? This one, and you can just go here. It's it's kind of the footnotes or the reference you can see. So this is much, I would say if you want something that is fully back up, there's no hallucination. I think Perplexity is great. And Perplexity has discovered, which has all the tech news. The good thing about it is that it's kind of curated. I don't know according to whatever algorithm, but everything that is here, I'm very interested to read. And they are curated. It's like they use AI to rewrite everything, and everything has a backup news from other new resource. So you can get the AI generated or stock photos. So pretty much I feel like, wow, if if this can do a really good generative kind of uh, overall news, and also it's get from all the other news site, then I mean this can be a great news, and that's why a lot of big company like CNN, CBS, they are trying to revamp their thing. I think you see that this is chatbot though; it's not even news company. Yeah.
it's true.
So yeah. So I
Very
think
cool. I love it. Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's a I would say this era is very different from um, what we used to live, right? Before we think, oh, um, it's like before we think if you are specialized in that one thing, you can definitely use that thing and charge very high, work in a drink company for your rest of your life, something like that. But now it's more like you see startups is cutting people, right? So yeah, if you see this, it's kind of incredible that um, for example, Gusto, right? Small business payroll. So you don't even need a payroll department. Right now, I mean, I work for school. They have an accountant and payroll. And I was like, actually, you can just use Gusto and put everybody's there, right? And because every time you need somebody to manually sign things and scan fax to that department, and then people, and I went to accountant in school, and they still use the paper. Everything need to print out and clip in the folder. But you using this, if you put everybody's payroll in and people kind of virtually put their hours in and send to the manager, and manager just approve, 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 and you can save a lot of staff. But also it means that yeah, a lot of people need to transfer their knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, very true.
Yeah, so this
Oh,
is
lovely.
very interesting. And
Yes, thank you
yeah,
for
the
sharing.
other thing is that on Wall Street Journal, um, these new AI bots will do just anything for you. So if you see um, before Rabbit, remember Rabbit AI, it is actionable, a large language model, large action model or something. And when you type something, it will action for you. But I think that device was not working successfully. Instead, right now, for example, Apple is doing the new Siri bot. For example, if you want to book your reserve your restaurant seats or something, you just tell the Siri, and Siri will link to your calendar through kind of Apple, and then it will call the restaurant for you and use AI voice and help you to deal with everything. Yeah, like more like assistance job.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And I
this
think
is
Google had also debuted that some time ago. Remember, like Google had released a bot, and in their like demo video, they had that person call a restaurant and say like, I want to make a booking, and it could handle that and stuff. So yeah, this it's very cool to see. Love it.
yeah, cool. Awesome. So thank you so much for uh, watching or listening to today's weekly news, and I will see you next time.